Pyfrom, dear Hawthorne Valley community. I hope you have a comfortable seat. You are in for quite a treat. This is our last play together as a class. The 8th grade tragedians will perform for you the classic tale of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. Imagine it's a dreary day in Denmark. Enjoy.
Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king.
Bernardo, you come most carefully upon your hour.
'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco.
For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold. Have you had quiet guard? Not a mouse stirring.
Well, good night. If you do meet Horatio and Marcellus, bid them make haste.
I think I hear them. Stand ho. Who's there?
Francisco.
And liegeman to the Dane.
Oh, farewell, honest soldiers, who ask for legion.
Bernardo has my place. Give you good night.
Hola, Bernardo. Very well. Is Horatio there?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus. What, has this thing appeared again tonight? I've seen nothing. Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy. Therefore, I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night.
Tush, tush. 'Twill not appear. But sit we down, let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole, the bell then beating one.
Hey, Horatio!
Look, where it comes again! It did not like the king. Mark it, Horatio.
Most like it heralds me with fear and wonder.
Question it, Horatio.
What art thou that usurp this time of night? By heaven, I charge thee, speak.
It is offended. See, it stalks away.
Stay, speak, speak. I charge thee, speak.
'Tis gone, and will not answer. How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy?
By mine own God, I might not disbelieve, but without the sense of an invoke of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself. Such was the very armor he had on when he, the ambitious Norway, combated.
Thus twice before, and jumped at this that hour, with martial stalk hath he gone by our watch. This bodes some strange eruption to our state. Good now. Sit down, and tell me what you know. Why must we keep this most observant watch? And why by day are cannon cast, and great ships built, so busy that Sunday divides not from this week? What might be towards this sweaty haste?
Our last king, whose image even now appears, was dared to war by Fortinbras in Norway. That valiant Hamlet did slay King Fortinbras, who then did forfeit with his life his lance. Now, sir, his son, young Fortinbras, approaches, assembles men to claim those forts and lands.
This is the motive of our preparations, the source of this, our watch, and all the haste and roamage in the land. Perhaps this portentous figure, still like the king, comes armed through our watch to warn of these wars.
A mote it is to trouble the mind's eye.
But soft, behold, well where, it comes again!
Stay, illusion, if thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, that makes me with ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art true to thy country's fate, which haply foreknowing may avoid, speak of it, stay and speak.
Shall I strike it with my partisan?
If it will not stand.
'Tis here! 'Tis here! 'Tis gone. We do it wrong to offer it a show of violence, for it is as the air, invulnerable, and our vein goes within. It was about to speak when the cock crew.
And then it started like a guilty.
The That is the trumpet to the morn. Doth with his lofty and shrill-sounding throat awake the god of day, force home the erring spirit. But look, the morn, in russet mantle clad, walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill.
Break your luck, and by my best, let the positive see tonight on John Hill. For upon her life, this spirit dumb to us will speak.
Let's do't, I pray, and I this morning know where we shall find him most conveniently.
Our dear brother's death makes our hearts bleed.
Our whole kingdom contracts in unbridled blow.
Therefore, our sometime sister and now our queen, have we with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth and funeral and with dirge and marriage, in equal scale weigh, delight and dole, taken to wife, to all our court our things. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? What wouldst thou beg that shall not be my offer? The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth, than is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence, though willingly I came to Denmark, to show my duties in your coronation. Yet now, I must confess that duty's done, my thoughts and wishes bend again towards France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What say Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes, time be thine. But now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son,
Little more than kin and less than kind.
how is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thine eye to color off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark.
Do not forever with thy veiled lids look for thy noble father in the dust.
Thou know'st 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam, nay, 'tis. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, that can denote me truly. This indeed seems.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these morning duties to your father.
But you must know, your father lost a father, that father lost his.
To persevere in obstinate condolement 'tis unmanly grief. It shows the will most incorrect to heaven. Take it to heart, fie, 'tis a fault to heaven. A fault against the dead, a fault to nature.
To reason most observed in common theme is death of fathers.
We pray to you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart towards you. As for your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers. Hamlet, I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply, madam. Come.
This gentle accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come away.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw and resolve itself into a dew. That the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh God! God! How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seems to me all the uses of this world. Fie! 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed things rank and gross in nature. Possess it merely, that it should come to this, but to 2 months dead. Nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king, it was to this. Must I remember? Why, she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown. But what it fed on, and yet within a month, let me not think on it. Frailty thy name is woman. month, or ere those shoes grew old, with which she followed my poor father's body, married my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father she married. O most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets.
Hail to your lordship.
I'm glad to see you well, Horatio, or I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
My good lord.
I'm very glad to see you well. But what in faith make you from Wittenberg? What is your affair in Elsinore?
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray thee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. My father, methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, take him for all in all. Shall not look upon his likes again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw? Who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king, my father?
Season your admiration for a while, till we may deliver this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear it.
2 nights together had we gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on our watch. In the dead vast, in middle of the night, been encountered by a figure like your father. Armed at point exactly, cape a pay, and with a solemn march, thrice he walked.
Will stood still, almost too jolly with the act of fear. This unto me, and dreadful secrecy did they impart, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch.
Where, as we had delivered, the apparition came.
I knew your father. These hands were not more like.
Where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we walked.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer made it none. But once methought, it lifted up its head, as it's to address itself to motion, like it would speak.
But then the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound it shrunk in haste away, and vanished from our sight.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true. And we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Hold you the watch tonight?
We do, my lord.
Armed, you say?
Armed, my lord.
From top to toe?
My lord, from head to foot.
Then you saw not his face?
Nay, my lord, he wore his beaver up.
What, looked he frowningly?
A countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
Pale or red?
Nay, very pale.
And fixed his eyes upon you?
Most constantly.
I would I had been there.
It would have much amazed you.
Very like, very like. Stayed it long?
Not when I saw it.
His beard was grizzled, no?
As I've seen it in his life, a sable silver.
I will watch tonight. Perchance to walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it. I pray you, if you have hitherto concealed the sight, let it be tenable in your silence still. Upon the platform, 6, 11, and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to your honor.
Farewell. My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come!
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, do not sleep but let me hear from you of Hamlet, and the triflings of his favor. A violet in the youth of primy nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and suppliance of a moment, no more. No more, but so? Think it no more. Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear, his will is not his own. Then if he says he loves you, it fits your wisdom thus far to believe it, as in his particular act and place he may give his saying deed. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain, if with too credent ear you list his song. Lose your heart or your chaste treasure open. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep, as watchman to my heart. But good, my brother, do not as some ungracious pastors do. Show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads.
Oh, fear me not, but I stay too long. But here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace. Occasion smiles upon a second leave.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and these few precepts in my memory. See thou, character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thoughts as act. Be thou familiar, by no means vulgar. Beware of entrance to quarrel, but being in. Bear that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Cost of thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not to be expressed in fancy rich, not gaudy, but the apparel oft proclaims the man. And they in France of a most generous chief in that neither a borrower nor a lender be, but the loan oft loses both itself and friend. This above all, to thine own self be true. And as it follows the night the day, thou canst not be false to any man. Farewell, my son. My blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord. Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to thee.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell!
Farewell! What is it, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you, something touching Lord Hamlet.
Marry, well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given a private time to you, and you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous. As it behooves my daughter, and your honor, what is it between you two? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? Ha! You speak like a green girl. Do you believe these tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
I'll teach you. Think yourself a baby, that you obtain these tenders for a true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, daughter, or you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion,
A fashion you may call it, go to.
and hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
A springes to catch woodcocks. From this time forth be somewhat scanter of your maiden presence, for believe so much in him, the Lord Hamlet is young, and given a larger tether may he walk than given you. In few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers, not of the dye where investments show, but mere imperators or in holy suits, all the better to beguile. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, have you so slander any moment's leisure as to give words or talk to the Laird Hamlet. Now come, Ophelia, I charge you, come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
Air bites shrewdly, very cold. It is a nipping and eager air. What hour now? That's 12. No, it is struck. Indeed? I heard it not. Then it draws near the season wherein the spirit held is wont to fall.
Look, my lord, he comes!
Aim the commencer of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin curse. Bring with the airs from heaven or blasts from hell.
Be thy intent wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape.
I'll speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet. King, father, royal Dane. Oh, answer me. Let me not burst in ignorance, but tell, by thy canonized bones, hearse in death, have burst their cerements. For the sepulchre of oak, 'tis ponderous in marble jaws. To cast thee up again. Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do?
It beckons you to go away with it. Look, with what courteous askmanship, it waves you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it.
Will not speak, and I'll follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life in a pin's fee. It waves me forth again. I'll follow it.
What if it tempts you toward the flood, my lord?
Or to the dreadful summit of the cliff,
And there assume some other horrible form.
and draw you into madness. Think of it. It waves me still. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord.
Hold off your hands.
Be ruled, you shall not go.
My fate cries out and makes each petty artery in this body as hardy as the Nemean lion's nerve. Unhand me, gentlemen. I'll make a ghost of anyone who tries to stop me. Go on, I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination.
Let's follow. 'Tis not for us to obey him. Something's rotten in the state of Denmark. Heaven will direct it. Nay, let's follow him.
Speak! I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come, when I too sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost!
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing, that I shall unfold.
Speak, I'm bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge, when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fasts and fires, to the foul crimes that in my days of nature I burnt and purged away. I could a tale unfold, whose lightest words would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy own young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy not in combined locks to part, each particular hair to stand on end, like quills upon the fretful porpentine. List, list, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love.
Oh God!
Revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder most foul as in the best it is.
Haste me to know it, that I, with wings as swift, will sweep to my revenge.
Now, Hamlet, here, 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me, so the whole ear of Denmark, by a forced process of my death, rankly abused, but no, thou noble youth, serpent that did sting thy father's life, now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle.
I, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts, hath the power so to seduce, when the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. But soft, methinks I scent the morning air. Brief let me please. Sleeping with him in my orchard, upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Hebron in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour, the leprous distilment whose effect holds such enmity with blood of man. Thus was I, sleeping by brother's hand, of life, of crown of queen at once dispatched. Oh, horrible, horrible, most horrible! If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not, and not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, turn not thy mind against thy mother. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. Adieu, adieu, Hamlet, remember.
Oh, fie! Hold my heart. Remember thee. Ye from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all fond trivial records, and thy commandment alone shall live. O most pernicious woman! Oh, villain, villain, smiling, damned villain! So, uncle, there you are. Now my word. It is adieu, adieu. Remember me. I've sworn it. So be it.
Lord Hamlet! How is my noble lord?
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Good, my lord, tell it.
Nay, you'll reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven. Nor I, my lord.
There's ne'er villain dwelling in all Denmark than he's an errant knave.
There needs no ghost come from the grave to tell us this.
Why right you are at that. I hold it fit we shake hands in part. Look you, I'll go pray. Never make known what you've seen tonight.
My lord,
We will not.
Nay, but swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
Upon my sword.
Swear.
Aha, boy. Say'st thou? Come on. Content to swear never to speak of this that you have seen.
Swear.
Come hither, gentlemen. Lay your hands again upon my sword.
Swear! Oh, day and night, this is wondrous strength.
And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Here, as before, never so to help you mercy.
Swear!
Rest, rest, perturbed spirit. So, gentlemen, still your fingers upon your lips. Time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that I was ever born to set it right!
Give him this money and these notes, Reynaldo.
I will, my lord.
You shall do marvelous wisely, good Reynaldo. But before you visit him, to make inquire of his behavior.
My lord, I did intend it.
Inquire me first what dance scores are in Paris, and how and who, what means, and where they keep. What company, at what expense, and drift and finding. And by this incompetent and drift of questions that they do know my son. Come you more near. Do you mark this, Reynaldo?
Ay, very well, my lord.
Ay, and there put on him what forgeries you please, marry none so rank as may dishonor him. Take heed of that. Do not let my son be dishonored.
As gaming, my lord?
Ay, or drinking, fencing, swearing, or quarreling.
But my lord, thou didst honor him.
Faith, no. Breathe his faults so quaintly that they may seem the taints of liberty, or the flash and outbreak of the fiery mind.
But my lord.
Wherefore should you do this?
My lord, I would know that.
Marry, sir, here's my drift, and I believe it is a fetch of wit. You laying these slight sullies on my son? I know the gentleman. I saw him yesterday, or the other day, or then, or such, or such. They're a gaming, or a falling out at tennis, or perchance I saw him enter a brothel, or such, or so forth. See you now. Your bait of falsehood takes the carp of truth, and thus, by indirections, may we find directions out. So, by my former lecture and advice, shall you, my son, you have me, have you not?
My lord, I have.
God be with you. Fare you well.
Good, my lord.
Observe his inclinations in yourself, and let him ply his music.
My lord, I will.
Farewell! Oh, how now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so affrighted.
What in the name of God?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered and down-jived to his ankle, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous in purport, as if he had been loosed out of hell. To speak of horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then with his other hand thus over his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face, as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For out our doors without their helps, and to the last bended their light on me.
Come, go with me, to seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent prophecy foredoes itself. Have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord. But, as you did command, I did repel his fetters and denied his access to me.
This hath made him mad. Come to seek the king.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. The need we have to use you did provoke her hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation, so call it, since nor the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. I entreat you both, that being of such young days brought up with him, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time.
And so by your companies, to draw him unto pleasures and to gather, so much as from occasion you may glean, whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talked of you. Sure we are that two men there are not living to whom he more adheres.
If it will please you, to show us so much gentry and goodwill, as to expend your time with us a while, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreat you.
But we both obey, and here give up ourselves, in the full bent, to lay our service freely at your feet, to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz, and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern, and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go some of you, and bring these gentlemen where Hamlet is.
Heavens make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to him.
Aye, amen.
The ambassadors from Norway, my good lord, are joyfully returned.
Thou still hast been a father of good news.
Have I, my lord? I assure my good liege, I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious king. And I do think I have found the very cause to Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that. That I do long to hear.
Give first admittance to the ambassadors. My news shall be the fruits of a great feast.
Thyself do grace to them, and bring them in.
Aye.
He tells me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the very head and source of all your son's distemper.
I doubt it is no other but the main, his father's death, and our o'er-hasty marriage.
Say, Voltimand, what from our brother Norway?
Most fair return of greetings and desires, young Fortinbras receives rebuke from brother Norway, and in fine makes vow before his uncle Nevermore to carry arms against your majesty. And whereon old Norway, overcome with joy, gives him 3,000 crowns in annual fee, and is commissioned to employ those soldiers so levied as before against Poland with an entreaty, herein further shown, that it might please you to give quiet pass through your dominions for this enterprise, on such regards of safety and allowance as therein are set down.
It likes us well. We thank you for your well took labor. Go, to your rest. At night we'll feast together. Most welcome, ho.
This business is well ended, my liege and madam, to expostulate what majesty is, what duty should be, what day is day, night, night, and time is time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I, for to define true madness, what is it to be nothing else but mad? But I digress.
More matter, with less art.
Madam, I swear it is no art at all, that he is mad. 'Tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell, I will use no art. Mad let us grant him, then and now remains, that we shall find out the cause of this effect. Her pen, I have a daughter, who in her obedience hath given me this. Now gather, mark, and surmise. To the most celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia.
Came this from Hamlet to her?
Good madam, stay a while. I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt thou the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I loathe. Oh dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have no art to reckon my groans, except I love thee best, oh most best. Believe it, adieu. This in obedience hath my daughter gave me.
But how hath she received his love?
When I had seen this hot love on the wing, to my young mistress I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star. This must not be. And then I precepts gave her, that she should lock herself from his resort, which done, a short tale to make. For he repulsed, fell into sadness, then into fast, thence to a weakness, thence to a lightness, and now, by declension, into the madness wherein he now raves. And we all mourn for him.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be, very likely.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise.
How may we try it further?
Sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in this lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras then. Mark the encounter. If he love her not, then fall in thereon, for I will be no assistant to a farm and carters.
We will try it.
But look, what sadly the poor wretch comes leading.
How does my good lord the Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well. You are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir. Be honest as this world goes. Is to be one man picked from 10,000.
That's very true, my lord.
For if the sun breed maggots, and a dead dog, being a god-kissing carrion, have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not where your daughter may conceive it. Friends,
Son of...
look to it.
What say you by this? Still harping my daughter? Yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He is far gone, far gone. I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
Words, words, words!
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
That old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hands. For yourself, sir, to be as old as I am, if like a crab, you could go backwards.
Though this very madness, yet there's a method into it. Will you step out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave?
Indeed, that is out of the air, my lord. Ah, how pregnant his replies are sometimes. I will humbly take my leave of you, my lord.
You cannot, sir, take anything from me that I'll more willingly part with all. Accept my life. Accept my life. Accept my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
You go to seek the Lord Hamlet. There he is.
My honored lord.
My most dear lord.
My excellent good friends. Guildenstern. Ah, Rosencrantz. Good lads. How do ye both?
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy in that we are not over happy. On fortune's cap, we are not the very butt end.
Nor the soles of her shoes.
Neither, my lord.
Then you live about her waist, or in the middle of her favors.
Faith her privates we.
In the secret parts of fortune. What's the news?
None, my lord, but the world's grown honest.
And is doomsday near? What have you deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one.
Aye, a goodly one, in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
We think not so, my lord.
Why then 'tis none to you, for there is nothing good or bad, but thinking make it so. To me, it is a prison.
Why then your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
Oh God, could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself the king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
We shall wait upon you.
No, no such matter. I will not count you with the rest of my servants. But what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord. No other occasion.
I thank you. But were you not sent for? Come, deal justly with me. Come, come, they speak.
What should we say, my lord?
You were sent for. There's a kind of confession in your looks that your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
You must teach me. Now please, by the rights of our fellowship, be even and direct with me.
What say you?
My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises, and this indeed goes so heavily on my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave hanging firmament, this majestical roof, fretted with golden fire. Why, it appears to me no other thing than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is a man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor women neither, though by your smiling you seem to think so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Why did you laugh then when I said man delights not me?
To think, my lord, if you delay not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you. We go to them on the way, and hither they're coming to offer you service.
What players are they? Even those who were wont to take delight in the traditions of the city. How chances it they travel? Do they hold the same estimation in the city? Are they so followed?
No, my lord, are they not?
How comes it? Do they grow rusty?
Nay, their endeavor keeps in a wanton pace.
They are the players. Gentlemen, you are welcome at Elsinore, but my uncle, father, and aunt, mother are much deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad, north by northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Well be with you, gentlemen.
Hark you, Guildenstern, and you too. That great baby you see there is not yet out of his swaddling clothes.
Happily, he's the second time come to them, for they say an old man's twice a child.
I will prophesy he comes to tell me of the players. Mark it.
The players are come hither. The best actors in the world, either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral, comical, historal, pastoral, historal, comical. Claudius can never be too heavy, nor Seneca too light. These are the men for liberty and writ.
Oh, Jephthah, judge of Israel, what a treasure hast thou!
What treasure hath he, my lord?
Why, one fair daughter, and no more, which he loved in passing well.
Still on my daughter.
Now you two. You are welcome, masters. Welcome all.
We are glad to see thee well.
What, my young lady and mistress? We'll have a speech straight. Come. Give us a taste of your quality. Come. A passionate speech.
What speech, my lord?
I heard thee speak me a speech once, but it was never acted. 'Twas Aeneas' tale to Dido, when he speaks of Priam's slaughter. If it lives in your memory still, begin at this line. Let me see. The rugged Pyrrhus, whose sable arms did the knight resemble, when he lay couched in the ominous horse, horribly tricked.
With blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, and sons, baked and impasted on the parching streets, that lend a tyrannous and damned light on their lord's murder, roasted with wrath and fire.
And thus o'ersides with coagulate gore, with eyes like carbuncles, the hellish Pyrrhus, old grandsire Priam.
My lady, well spoken.
Pyrrhus at Priam drives, with rage strikes wide, and with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls. Then senseless Ilium, seeming to feel this blow, with flaming top stoops to his base, and with a hideous crash takes prisoner Pyrrhus' ear.
For lo, his sword, which was declining on the milky head of reverend Priam, seemed in the air to stick. So, as a painted tyrant, Pyrrhus stood, and like a neutral to his will and matter, did nothing.
And never did the Cyclops hammer fall on Mars' armor forged for fruit eternal, with less remorse than Pyrrhus' bleeding sword now falls on Priam.
Out, out, thou strumpet fortune! All you gods in general see not, take away her power, break all the spokes and
This is
bellies.
too long.
A
Please.
chow to the barber with your beards. Prithee.
But who had seen the mobile
Look,
queen?
pray you no more.
'Tis well. I'll have thee speak out the rest too. Good, my lord. May you see the players well bestowed.
Come, sirs.
Follow him, friends. We'll hear play tomorrow night. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Can thou play the murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
You could, for need, study a speech of some 12 or 16 lines, which I would set down and insert in it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I! Is it not monstrous that these players here, tears in their eyes, a broken voice, and all for nothing? Yet I can say nothing. Am I a coward? Oh, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain! Oh, vengeance! I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father. Before mine uncle, I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
And can you, by no drift of circumstance, get from him why he puts on this confusion?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
And with a crafty madness keeps aloof, when you bring him on some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well? Most like a gentleman.
But with much force of disposition.
Did you essay him to any pastimes?
Madam, it fell so out that certain plays wrought did bring kind of joy. But as I think, the players already ordered the same to play before him.
'Tis most true, and he did entreat me to your majesties to see and hear the matter.
It doth much content me to hear him so inclined.
Aye, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he may hear affront Ophelia, that we, seeing unseen, may of their encounter frighten judge.
Walk you here, Ophelia.
I shall obey you, and for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Read on this book, that shows such an exercise may color your loneliness.
I hear him coming. Let us quick withdraw.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die. To sleep no more. And by sleep say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep. To chance. To dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, such dreams may come. That's the dread of something after death. The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear the ills we have than fly to others we know not of. And thus, conscience make cowards of us all, and lose the name of action. Softly now. The fair Ophelia.
Good, my lord. How does your honor?
I humbly thank you. Well, well, well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did, and with them words of so sweet breath composed, as made the things more rich, their perfume lost. Take these again, there, my lord.
Ha ha, are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. For the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd, than the force of honesty can translate beauty to his likeness. I did love you once.
Indeed, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery! Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? It would be better if my mother had not borne me. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be locked on him, so he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens!
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague as a wedding dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. To a nunnery go, and quickly too. Farewell!
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him!
I say, we will have no more marriages, and those that are married, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go!
Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown! Oh, woe is me to have seen what I've seen!
Love? His affections do not that way tend. There's something in his soul, aware which his melancholy sits on brood, and put him in danger which for to prevent. I have in quick determination thus set him down for England.
It shall do well, but yet I do believe it sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia?
You need not tell us what the Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all.
My lord, if you hold it fit, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round with him. I'll be placed, if so please you, in the ear of all their conference. And if she find him not, to England send him, or to where your wisdom best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not unwatched go.
I pray you, as I pronounce it to you, tripping me on the tongue. But if you master like many of your plays, I had as well the town friar spoke the line.
Nor do not saw the air too much with your hand thus, but use all gently, for in the very torrent, tempest, and as I may say, whirlwind of passion, you must acquire and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness.
Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a voluptuous pair with hated fellow tear the speech to tatters, to very rags, as book bears the ground.
Who for the most part are capable of nothing but inexplicable dumb shows and noise.
I would have such a fellow whip for o'erdoing Termagant. It out Herod's Herod. Pray you, avoid it.
We will, in your honor.
But be not too tame-minded. Let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word, and the word to the action. And let those that play your clowns speak no more than is set down for them. Go, make you ready.
How now, my lord? Will the king hear the king's word? Aye, and the queen too, and that presently.
Take the players may take. Will you two come tasting them?
We will, my lord.
Horatio, give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's cords, I do thee. There's a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes close to the circumstance I have told thee of my father's death. I pray thee, when thou seest this act afoot, observe mine uncle. If his occulted guilt do not itself unkennel in one speech, it is a damned ghost that we have seen.
Well now, my lord, if you escape detecting, I will pay the theft.
They're coming to the play. Get you a place.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent. I eat the air promised grand.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet.
No, nor do I. My lord, you once played in a theater, you say?
Aye, my lord, I was discovered a good actor. That I didn't have Julius Caesar. I was killed by the capital. Brutus killed me.
My lord, the players are ready.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, good mother. Here's the meadow more attractive.
Oh, did you mark that?
Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean my head in your lap.
You are merry, my lord.
What should a man do but be merry? Look how cheerfully my mother looks. My father's died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long? Oh, heavens! 2 months dead and not forgotten yet? Then there is hope that a great man's memory might outlive his life by half a year.
What means this, my lord?
Mary, this is mischief.
Belike this show imports the argument of the play.
We shall know by this fellow.
Will he tell us what this show meant?
Aye, or any show that you'll show him.
For us, and for a tragedy, you're stooping to your clemency. We beg you very much.
This a prologue or the posy of a ring?
'Tis brief, my lord.
As woman's love.
Full 30 times hath Phoebus' cart gone round, Neptune's salt-washed and Tellus' orb ground, and 30 dozen moons, with borrowed sheen, about the world have times 12 30's been.
So many journeys may the sun and moon make us again count o'er and love be done. But woe is me, you are so sick of late, so far from cheer, and from your former state. Now, when my love is, proof hath made you know, and as my love resides, my fear is so.
Fate, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions leave to do.
Oh, confound the rest. Such love must needs be treated in my chest. In second husband with me be accursed. None wed the second, but we kill the first. Wormwood, wormwood. The instances that second marriage move are base of spectre thrift, but none of love. A second time, I kill my husband dead. Or the second husband, his image repent.
I do believe you think what now you speak, but what we do determine oft we break. What in passion do we propose? The passion ending, doth the purpose lose. For 'tis a question left us both to prove, whether love led fortune, or else fortune love. So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first husband is dead.
Nor earth to give me food, nor heaven light. Sport and repose lock me from day and night. Both here and hence, presume lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be a wife.
'Tis deeply sworn, sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep, rock thy brain, and never come this chance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
What do you call the play?
The mousetrap. It is a murder done in Vienna. Gonzago is the duke's name, his wife Baptista, and this is one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
God's black hands out, drugs fit, and time green, else confederate season, else no creature seen. Thou mixture rank of midnight weeds collected, with Hicket's band thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thou natural magic, dire prophecies on hosting my enemies.
Give us a right!
Oh, good, Horatio! Didn't perceive?
Very well.
Upon the top of the poisoning!
I am very well done.
Good, my lord. Vouchsafe me a word with you.
Sir, a whole history.
The king said,
Aye, sir, what of him?
in his retirement, Marcellus is tempered.
With drink, sir?
Rather with colic.
The queen, your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, hath sent us.
You are welcome.
Nay, good, my lord. This courtesy is not of the right breed. If it shall please you to make a wholesome answer, I will do your mother's commandment.
Sir, I cannot.
My lord. What, my lord?
Make you a wholesome answer. My wit's diseased.
She says your behavior hath struck her into amazement and admiration.
Oh, wonderful son, that could so astonish your mother.
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
We shall obey. Were she 10 times our mother, have you any further trade with me?
My lord, you once did love me.
So I do still.
Good, my lord, then what is your cause of distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty to deny your griefs to your friend.
Sir, I lack advancement.
How can that be when you have the voice of the king himself for your succession in Denmark?
Oh, the recorders. Let me see one. Sir, will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
I do beseech you.
My lord, I know no touch of it.
Why, it is as easy as lime. Govern with your fingers and thumb. Give breath with your voice, and it will discourse most eloquent music. Look you. These are the stops.
My lord, I have not the harmony nor the skill.
Why, look how unworthy a thing you make of me. You would play me. You would seem to notes from the bottom to the top of my compass, and yet cannot you make this pipe sound? Sploods, do you think I am easier to be played on than this pipe? God bless you, sirs!
My lord, the queen would like to see you, and presently.
Do you see yonder cloud in the shape of a camel?
Aye, my lord, 'tis most like a camel indeed.
Methinks it is like a weasel.
It is backed like a weasel.
Or like a whale.
Aye, my lord, it is very like a whale.
Then I will come to my mother by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said.
Farewell.
'Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. I could drink hot blood and do such bitter business as the day would quake to look upon. Soft, now to my mother. Let me be cruel, but not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use not.
I like you not, nor stands it safe with us till at his madness reign. Therefore prepare you. I have your commission dispatched, with he shall along with you to England.
My lord, we'll keep as many bodies safe that let him be before your majesty.
Never alone did the king sigh, but with a general groan.
Arm you, for we will fetch the fetters put upon your foot.
We will haste that.
He's going to his mother's closet. Behind the arras I'll convey myself. And as you said, wisely was its head. 'Tis more audience than a mother. Since nature makes them partial, should O hear the speech of vantage. Fare you well, my liege. I'll call upon you ere to go to bed.
Thanks, my dear lord. Oh, my offense is rank, it smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest cursed upon it. A brother's murder, pray, can I not? Though inclination be as sharp as will, my stronger guilt will be to the strong intent. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Oh, my fault is past, but what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. Mine crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. O wretched state, O bosom black as death! Help, angels, make essay! Bow, stubborn knees, all may be well.
Now I might do it, Pat. Now he is praying. And now I'll do it! So he goes to heaven. The villain kills my father. For that, I, his sole son, do this same villain send to heaven. Take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for passage? No! Up, sword, know thou more horrid hent, when he is drunk asleep, or in a rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed, at gaming, swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it. Then trip him so his heels may kick at heaven, and his soul be as damned and black as hell where to it goes. My mother stays, his physic prolongs thy sickly days.
My words flay up, my thoughts remain low. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear.
Mother! Mother! Mother!
Withdraw, I hear him coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, thou hast my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, you're the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and, would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those few that can speak.
Come and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I've set up a glass wherein you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me? Help, ho!
Murder! Help!
How now? A rat dead! For a ducat dead!
Oh, I am slain!
Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is
A
this?
bloody deed! Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king!
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. Leaf wringing of your hands. Peace, sit you down.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of innocent love, and sets a blister there.
Ay me, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
Look here, upon this picture, and upon this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated upon this brow. This was your husband. Now look what follows. This is your husband. Like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you this fair mountain to leave to feed and batten upon the moor? You cannot call it love, for at your age, the heyday in the blood is tame. Would step from this to this? Oh, shame! Where is thy blush?
Oh, speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter in mine ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A villain and a vice of kings, who from the shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket.
No more.
Save me! Hover o'er me with your wings! What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Do not come your tardy son to chide, who lapsed in time and passion has let go by the dread acting of your important command. Oh, say!
Do not forget, this visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you, that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse? O gentle son, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper, sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him! On him! Look, how pale he glares!
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing here?
No, nothing at all.
Yet all that is I see.
Nor do you nothing here?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Why, look you there! Look! How it steals away! My father in his habit as he lived!
This the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation, ecstasy.
Ecstasy! My pulses yours thus temperately keep time. It is not madness that I have uttered.
Repent what's past, avoid what is to come, and do not spread compost on the weeds to make them rancor. Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part and live the purer with the other half. Good night.
But go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Once again, good night. I do repent this, but heaven hath pleased it so. Punish me with this, and this with me. So again, good night.
I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus bad begins and worse is left behind. One more word, good lady.
What shall I do?
Not this, by no means. Let the bloat's king tempt you again to bed, and let him make you unravel all this matter, that I am essentially not in madness, but mad in craft.
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath, and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England. You know this?
Alas, I had forgot. 'Tis so concluded on.
There's letters sealed, and my 2 schoolfellows, whom I trust as I will adders fanged, must bear the mandate. They sweep my way. This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor's room. Mother, good night. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, for secret and most grave. Was in life a foolish prating knave. Come, sir, draw an end with you. Good night, Mother.
There is matter in these sighs. Where is your son?
They stole this place in this little while. Ah, my good lord, what have I seen tonight?
What, Gertrude? How does that?
Mad as the sea in the wind, when both contend which is the mightier in his lawless fit.
Behind the arras, hearing something stir, pulls out his rapier, cries, "A rat! A rat!" And in his brainish apprehension, kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed, it had been us, had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to all, to you, yourself, to us, to everyone. Where is he gone?
To draw apart the body he hath killed, or whom his very madness, like some ore among a mineral of metal's base, shows itself pure. He weeps for what is done.
With all our liberty and majesty, we must excuse this vile deed. Ho, Guildenstern! Friends both, go search for some help. Hamlet in his madness hath Polonius slain, and dragged his body from his mother's closet. Bring him to us.
We'll seek him out, my lord.
And bring the body into the chapel.
Come, Gertrude, come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
safely stowed.
Hamlet! Lord Hamlet!
What noise is this? Who calls on Hamlet? Oh, here they come.
What have you done, my lord? The dead body.
Tell us where 'tis, and we can bear it to the chapel. Do not believe it.
Believe what?
That I could keep the counsel of a sponge.
Take you me for a sponge, my lord?
Aye, that soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such officer do the king best service in the end, for he keeps them like an ape in the corner of his jaw, first mouthed, last to be swallowed. And when he needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you, and sponge, you shall be dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
I'm glad of it. My lord, you must tell us where the body is, and come with us to the king. The king is a thing of nothing. Bring me to him.
Oh, how dangerous it is to let this man go loose. He is loved by the distracted. But this vile dude you must excuse. He is loved by the distracted multitude.
Where the dead body is bestowed, my lord, we cannot get from him.
Where is he?
Guarded, to know your pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Oh, Guildenstern, bring in my lord.
Where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper? Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. We fat all creatures, else we fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king, your lean beggar, are but two dishes, but to one table. That's the end of it.
Alas, alas.
A man may fish for the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of that fish that hath fed on that worm.
What should you mean by this?
A king may go through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven, send hither to seek him there. But if your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But indeed, if you find him not within this month, you shall nose him up the stairs as you go up to the lobby.
Go, look for him there.
He will stay there till you come to him.
Hamlet, for this vile deed and for thine own especial safety, I have therefore sent and bent all of everyone to England.
For England!
Aye, Hamlet.
Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Mother and father is man and wife, and man and wife is one flesh. Therefore, my mother. Come, for England!
Follow him free, two-footed, and put him speed aboard. I pray you, make haste. O England, if my love do hold that aught, I pray you by these letters, conjuring to that effect, Hamlet's death. Do it, England, so that I know it is done, till it is ne'er done.
Go, Captain. From me, greet the Danish king. Tell him that, by his license, Fortinbras craves the conveyance of a promised march over his kingdom.
I will do it, my lord.
Go softly on.
of Norway, sir.
How purpose, sir?
Against some part of Poland.
Who commands them, sir?
The nephew to old Norway, Fortinbras.
Goes it against the main of Poland?
Failure to speak. No addition, the goal to gain a little patch of ground. To have to make no profit, but the name. To pay 5 ducats. 5. I would not farm it, nor will it yield to Norway or the Pole. A ranker rate should it be sold in faith.
Why, then the Pole Act will never defend it.
Yet it is already garrisoned.
2,000 souls and 20,000 ducats, all for the mere possession of this straw.
God be with you, sir.
I'll be with you straight. Go a little before.
Aye, my lord.
What is a man, if his chief good be but to eat and sleep? A beast no more. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a tender and delicate prince, whose spirit with divine ambition puffed to find quarrel in a straw. Where stand I then, that hath a father killed, a mother stained, and lets all go sleep? While to my shame I witness the imminent death of 20,000 men who go to their graves like beds, fight or a plot. Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth.
I will not speak with her.
Her mood will needs to be pitied.
What would she have?
She speaks much of her father. She says there's tricks in the world and hems and beats her heart. Her speech is nothing, yet the unshaped use of it doth move the hearers to collection.
For good she was spoken to, for she may do danger conjectures and ill-breeding minds.
Let her come in. To my sick soul, as sin's true nature is, so full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself in fearing to be spilled.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I, your true love, know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff and his sandal shoe.
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Say you? Nay, pray you, mark. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, at his heels a stone.
Alas, look here, my lord.
Larded with sweet flowers, which bewept to the grave did go, with true love showers.
How do you, pretty lady?
Pray you, when they wedded means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning betime, and I, a maid at your window, to be your Valentine. Then up he rose, and donned his clothes, and dept the chamber door. Let in the maid, that out a maid, never departed more.
Ready, Ophelia. How long hath she been thus?
I hope all will be well. We must be patient, but I cannot choose but weep. To think they should lay him in the cold ground. My brother shall know of it. And so I thank you for your good counsel. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
Follow her close. Give her good watch, I pray you.
Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. It springs, all from her father's death.
Oh, Gertrude, Gertrude, when sorrow comes, they come not in single spies, but in battalions. First her father slain, next your son gone, and he most violent author of his own just removed. Poor Ophelia. Her brother is in secret come from France.
Laertes shall be saved.
Alack, what noise is this?
Where are my switchers? Let them guard the door. How now, what news?
Save yourself, my lord. The ocean overpeereth of his list. Eats not the flat, more imputious haste than young Laertes. For Beauty said, O beers, save your officers.
The rabble call him lord. They cry, choose we, Laertes shall be king. Laertes shall be king. Laertes, king.
How cheerfully on the false trail they cried. Oh, this is counter, you false Danish dogs.
The doors are broke.
Where is the king? Sir, stand you all without. I prithee, give me leave. O thou vile king, give me my father.
Calmly, good Laertes.
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Let him go, Rinaldo. Do not fear a person. Tell me, why art thou incensed? Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead, but not by him.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell allegiance vows to the blackest devil, conscience and grace to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation, let come what comes. To this point I stand. Only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your dear father's death, it is written in your revenge that, sweepstake, you will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser.
None but his enemies. To his friends, thus wide I'll open my arms, and like the kind life-rendering pelican repass them with my blood.
Why now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. That I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensible in grief to it, as judgment does to Pierce, as day does to your eye.
Here's a flower for you.
How now, what noise is this?
Let her come in.
Oh, heap dry up my brains. Tears, 7 times salt. Burn out the sense and virtue of mine eye. Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia, how is it that a young maid's wits can be as mortal as an old man's life?
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey now, Nani, Nani, hey Nani. And in his grave reigned many a tear. Fare you well, my dove.
Hast thou thy wits and didst persuade revenge, it could not move me thus.
There is rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there is pansies, that's for thoughts. There's fennel for you, and columbines. There's rue for you. Oh, you must wear your rue with a difference. There is a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they all withered away when my father died. They say he made a good end.
Thought and affliction, passion, hell itself, she turns to prettiness and favors.
And will he not come again? Will he not come again? No, no, he is dead. Go to thy deathbed. He will never come again. His beard was as white as snow. All flaxen was his pall. He is gone, and we castaway moan. God have mercy on his soul.
Oh God, do you see this?
Laertes, I must commune with your grief. If by direct or by collateral hand you find us touch, we will our kingdom give. Our crowns are life to you in satisfaction. But if not, bend you to remain your patience with us.
It's well it seems. His means of death, his obscure funeral, no trophy sword nor hatchment laid o'er his bones, no noble rite nor formal ostentation, this I must call it in question.
So you shall, and where the offense is, let the great axe fall. Come, go with me.
Who are they that would speak with me?
Sailors, sir. They say they have letters for you.
Let them come in. I do not know from what part of the world I should be greeted, if not from Lord Hamlet.
God bless you, sir.
Let him bless thee too.
My lord, there's a letter that comes from England.
Horatio, help these fellows deliver to the king which they carried after me. Pirates struck at sea ere 2 days past, and in the grapple on their ship I boarded like thieves of mercy have they dealt with me. But now I am to do a good turn for them. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou to me. These good fellows will bring thee where I am. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell, Hamlet.
Come, I will make you way for these your letters. And now, direct me to him from whom you brought them.
And now your conscience my acquaintance seal, and put me in your heart for friend, since you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he who hath your noble father slain pursued mine own life.
It well appears, but tell me why you pursued not these feats, so capital and criminal in nature.
For 2 special reasons that to me are strong. The queen, his mother, lives most by his looks. I could but by her. The other motive is the great love the general public bears him, who, converting all their sins to graces, would have reverted my arrows to my bow, and not where I had aimed them.
And so have I a noble father lost, a sister driven to desperate terms for her perfection. But my revenge will come.
You must not think we're made of stuff so flat and dull, that we can let our beards be shook with danger and think it pastime. Shortly shall hear more. How now? What news?
Letters, my lord. This is to your majesty. This is to the queen.
Letters? Who brought them?
Sailors, my lord. They say, I saw them not. They were given to me by one who brought them.
Laertes, you shall hear them. Read them to us.
High and mighty, you shall know, I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall first asking your pardon, thereon out, recount the occasion of my sudden and most returned strange. Hamlet.
What should this mean? Are all the rest come back?
Know you the hand?
Oh, 'tis Hamlet's character, naked, and in postscript here he says, alone. Can you advise me?
I am lost in it, my lord, but let him come. It steals the very sickness in my heart, that I may live and tell him to his teeth, thus didst thou.
If it be so, Laertes, will you be ruled by me?
If you will not rule me to my peace.
To thine own peace. If he be returned, will work an exploit so ripe in my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall, and for his death not a wind of blame shall breathe, that even his mother shall uncharge the practice and call it accident.
The better if you could devise it so that I may be the organ of his death.
It shall be so. We shall arrange a duel. Hamlet returns shall know you are come home. We shall arrange those that sing and praise of your skill.
I'll do it, and for this purpose I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction off a mountebank, so mortal, that but dip a knife in it, and where it draws blood, naught can be saved from death. I'll touch my tip in it, so that if I but gall him slightly, 'twill be certain death.
Let's further think of this. If this should fail and our drift be seen through a bad performance, 'twere better not tried. Therefore this project could have a back or second that it might hold. If Hamlet in his fighting goes hot and dry, and he calls for a drink, I'll have a chalice prepared for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if your venomed he escaped, our purpose shall hold there. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another's heel. So fast they follow. Your sister's drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Oh, where?
There is a willow grows aslant a brook. It shows his hoary leaves in the glassy stream. There, with fantastic garlands did she come, of crowflowers, nettles, and long purple.
There, down her weedy trophies, and herself, fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide and mermaid-like, a while they bore her up. Which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from melodious lay to muddy death.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. But nature her custom holds. When these are gone, the woman will be out. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly doubts it.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much had you do to calm his rage? Now I fear this will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.
Is she to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation? I tell thee she is. Therefore, make her grave straightway. The crowner finds it Christian burial. But how can this be? Unless she drowned herself in her own defense, why 'tis found so. Sounds more like self-offense, for here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act. Nay, but hear you, good grave digger. Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to the water and drown himself, it is willy-nilly he goes. Mark you that. But if the water comes to the man and drowns him, he drowns not himself. Ergo, he that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life. But is this law? Aye, 'tis the coroner's inquest law. Will you have the truth on? If this had not been a gentlewoman, she wouldn't be given a Christian burial. Why, there thou sayest, and the more pity it is that great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves more than the rest of us. Come, my spade. There are no more ancient gentlemen than gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. We hold up Adam's profession. Was Adam a gentleman? He was the first that ever bore arms. The scripture says, Adam dig. Could he dig without arms? Cuddle thy brains no more about it. Go fetch me a stoup of liquor.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he thinks that grave making?
Custom hath made it a property of easiness.
'Tis so, for the hand of little employment hath the daintier sense.
But age with his stealing steps hath clawed me in his clutch, and hath shipped me into the land as if I had never been such.
That skull had a tongue in it and could sing once. How the knave jowls it to the ground. It might be the pate of a late politician, which this ass now reaches.
It might, my lord, or of a courtier which could say, Good morrow, sweet lord. How dost thou, good lord?
Why, and so, now 'tis my lady Worms, knocked about by a sexton's spade. Here's a fine revolution, and we had the trick to see it. Did these bones cost no more at the breeding?
A pickaxe and a spade for and a shrouding sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
There's another. Might not this be the skull of a lawyer? Where be his cases now, his tenors and his tricks? Why does he suffer this rude knave to knock him about the sconces with a dirty shovel? He might have been a great buyer of land with his statutes, his fines, his double vouchers. I'll speak to this fellow. Whose grave is this, sirrah?
Mine, sir. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
I think it be thine, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on, sir. Therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie about it. 'Tis mine.
Thou dost lie in it to say 'tis thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest. What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute this knave is. We must speak by the cards or quibble will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio, these 3 years I've taken note that the peasant comes so near the heel of the courtier, he nips. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
For all the days of the year. I came to it that day our last king, Hamlet, overcame Fortinbras.
How long is it since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad and sent to England.
Aye, Mary. Why was he sent to England?
Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, it is no great matter.
Why?
While the man is mad as he, it will not be seen there.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
By losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I've been sexton here, man and boy, 30 years.
How long will a man lie the earth ere he rot?
If he be not rotten 'fore he dies, as many pocky corpses nowadays be, he will last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
His hide is so tanned from his trade, sir, that he shall keep out water a great while, and your water is the sore decay of your horse and dead body. Here's a skull now. This skull has lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
A mad fellow's it was, a pestilence on him. He that once poured a flagon of Rhenish wine on my head. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull.
This?
The king's jester.
This? Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a man of infinite jest, of most excellent fantasy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now How bored in my imagination it is. My gourd rims at it. Where be your jibes now? Your songs, your gambols, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table roaring? Not one to mock your own grinning now. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked thus?
Even so?
And smelt so? Ugh.
Even so. Even so.
To what base uses we return, Horatio? Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth to dust. The dust is earth. Of earth we make loam. And why, of that loam, might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away.
Oh, that earth, which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw.
Let's off, aside, here comes the king. Who is it they follow, and with such maimed rites?
This doth betoken the corpse they follow did with desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas of some estate.
Couch we a while, and mark, that is Laertes, a very noble youth. Mark.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far and large as we have warned as her death was doubtful. We should in ground unsanctified have lodged.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead, and to sing a requiem to her peace-parted souls.
Lay her in the earth, and from her sweet, unpolluted flesh let violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou layst howling.
What? The fair Ophelia!
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell.
I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet lady, and not have strewed thy grave.
O trouble woe, hold off the earth a while, till I have caught her once more in my arms. Now pile your dirt upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made.
What is he whose grief bears such emphasis? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul.
Thou prayest not well. I prithee, take thy fingers from my throat.
Pluck them asunder.
Hamlet. Yes, gentlemen.
Good, my lord, be quiet.
I will fight upon this theme until my eyelids no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers with all their quantity of love could not make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
Swoons, show me what thou wilt do. Wilt fight, wilt weep, wilt fast, wilt tear thyself, wilt drink of easel, wilt eat a crocodile? I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine, to outface me by jumping in her grave? Be buried with her quick, and so will I. I'll rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while the fit will work on him.
I loved you ever, but it is no matter. The cat will meow, and the dog will have his day.
I pray you, good Horatio, wait hard upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. I pray you, good Gertrude, put some watch on your son.
So much for this. You shall soon see the other. You remember the circumstance?
Remember it, my lord.
Sir, in my heart there was a kind of fighting that would not let me sleep. Up from my cabin, my sea gown scarfed about me. In the dark, groped I to find them out. Fingered their packets to unseal their grand commission, where I found, oh, royal knavery, Horatio, an exact command, importing England's health and Denmark's too. What ho, with such bugs and goblins in my life that my head should be struck off.
It's possible.
Here's the commission. Read it at leisure. Thus, benetted around by villainies, I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it out fair. Wilt thou know the effect of what I wrote?
Aye, my good lord.
An earnest conjuration from the king, as if England was his faithful tributary, as if love between the two might flourish. That on the viewing and knowing of these contents, the bearer should be put to sudden death.
How was that sealed, my lord?
Why, I had my father's signet ring in my purse, folded up the writ, scribed it, impressioned it, placed it like the other, the changeling never known. Now, the next day was our sea fight, and to this sequence thou knowest already.
So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern go to it?
Why, man, they're not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuation grow.
Why, what king is this?
He that hath killed my father and whored my mother. It's not perfect conscience to quit him with this arm.
It must be shortly known to him from England what issue of business is there.
It will be short. The interim is mine. But I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I did forget myself. For by the image of my cause, I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favors. But the bravery of his grief did put me into such a towering passion.
Peace. Who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you. Dost thou know this waterfly?
No, my lord.
Thy state is more the gracious, for it is a vice to know him. He hath much land and fertile.
My lord, I shall impart a thing to you from his majesty.
And I shall receive it with all diligence of spirit. Put your bonnet to right use. 'Tis for the head.
I thank your lordship. 'Tis very hot.
Nay, believe me, 'tis very cold and the wind is northerly.
It is indifferently cold, my lord, indeed.
And yet, methinks it is very hot and sultry for my complexion.
Exceedingly, my lord. 'Tis very sultry. For his majesty bade me signify to you that he hath laid a great wager on your head.
I beseech you, remember.
Nay, good lord, for mine ease, here is newly come to court Laertes. Believe me, an absolute gentleman. Full of excellent differences and of very soft society. You shall find in him the continent of what part a gentleman would see.
Sir, why do we wrap the gentleman in our raw breath?
Sir?
What imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes?
His purse is already spent. All gold words spent.
I know you are not ignorant.
I would you did. Well, sir?
You are not ignorant of the excellence Laertes is.
I dare not confess that, lest I should compare myself in excellence. But to know a man well is to know himself.
I mean, sir, for his weapon, he is unfellowed.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's 2 weapons, but, well.
The king, sir, hath wagered 6 Barbary horses, to the likes of which he has imposed 6 French rapiers and poniards, with their assigns, as girdle, hanger, and so. 3 of the carriages are very dear to fancy, and of very liberal conceit.
But on. 6 Barbary horses against 6 French swords, their signs, and 3 liberal conceited carriages. That's the French bet against the Danish.
The king, sir.
Why is this imponed, as you call it?
The king, sir, hath laid that in a dozen passes between you and Laertes, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid 12 for 9, and it would come to immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
The opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, if it please his majesties, let the foils be brought. I will win for him if I can. If not, I will gain nothing but shame and the odd hit.
I shall redeliver ye even so. It is my duty to your lordship.
He does well to command himself, for there are no tongues else for its turn. The lapwig runs off with a shell on his head.
My lord, his majesty sends to know if your pleasure holds to play with Laertes for a longer time.
I consent to the purpose. I follow his majesty's pleasure. If his fitness speaks, mine is ready.
The king and queen are all coming down now.
In happy time.
He will lose his wager, my lord.
I think it not, for since he went to France, I have been in continual practice. I will win at the odds.
Nay, good, my lord.
It is but foolery, but there is a kind of game-giving that would trouble a woman.
If your mind is like anything, obey. I will forestall their rapier hither, and say you are not fair.
Not a whit. There is a special kind of providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, it will not come. If it be not come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all.
Come, Hamlet. Come, take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong. But pardoned, as you are a gentleman, you needs must hear how I have been punished with sore distraction. What I have done, that might to your nature, honor, and exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Was it Hamlet wrong, Laertes? Never Hamlet, if Hamlet be taken away from himself. Sir, in front of this audience, free me in your most generous thoughts, that I have sought the error o'er the house, and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. Yet, in my terms of honor, I stand aloof, and receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Give us the foil. Come on.
Come, or permit.
I'll be your foil, Laertes, for in mine ignorance, your skill shall like a star the darkest night stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir!
No, by this hand!
Give them the foils, King Arthur. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager.
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds on the weaker side.
I do not fear it, but since he is bettered, we have therefore odds.
This is too heavy. Come, give me another.
This likes me well. These foils fall the same length.
Aye, my lord.
Set me the stoops of wine upon the table. If Hamlet get the first or second hit, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better health. Give me the cups. Come, begin, and you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
One.
No.
A hit. A very palpable hit.
Well, again.
Stay, give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give him the cup.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come. Another hit. What say you?
A touch, I do confess.
Our Sansone, win.
Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brows.
Sweet carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet. Good madam.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you, pardon me.
It is too late. It is the poison cup.
I dare not drink yet. By and by.
Come, let me wipe thy face. My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think it.
And yet, it is almost against my conscience.
Come for a third, Laertes. You but dally. I pray you. Pass with your best violence.
Say you so.
Nothing, either way.
How about thee?
the Queen, ho! How is Laertes?
Like a woodcock to mine own scrutches. Wilzig, I am justly killed by mine own treachery.
How does the Queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No, no, the drink, the drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet, the drink, the drink. I am poisoned.
Villainy! Oh, let the doors be locked! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world will do thee good. In thee there is not a half an hour of life. The treacherous weapon is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice has turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. My mother's poisoned, but I can no more. The king's to blame.
The point envenomed too. Then venom, do thy work.
Treason! Treason!
Oh, yet, defend me, friends. I am but hurt.
Hear thou incestuous, murderous, damned dame. Drink off this potion. Is thy union here? Follow my mother.
He is justly served. It was a poison tempered by himself. O noble Hamlet, exchange forgiveness with me. Mine and my father's death come not on thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched Queen, adieu. You that look pale and tremble at the chance, that are but mute in audience to this act. Had I but time, as this fell sergeant, as death is strict in his arrest, oh, I could tell you. But let it be. Oh, I am dead, Horatio. Thou livest. Report me, my cause aright. To the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I'm more of an antic Roman than a Dane. And yet, some liquor left.
Thou art a man! I'll have it. Horatio, thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, in this harsh world. Draw thy breath in pain, to tell my story. What warlike noise is this?
Young courtiers with conquest come from Poland. The ambassador of England with this warlike volley.
Oh, die, Horatio. Potent poison quite or cools my spirit. I cannot live to hear the news from England. Will prophecy the election lights on Fortinbras. He has my dying voice. The rest is silence.
Now cracks the noble heart. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thy to thy rest. Why doesn't Droga come here?
Where is this sight?
What is it ye would see? Of aught to roll and wonder. Cease your sin.
This quarry cries on havoc. O proud death, what feast is poured in thine eternal cell, that thou so many princes at a shot, so bloodily hast struck?
The sight is a small, and our affairs from England come too late to tell him that our commendables are fulfilled, that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Where should we put our thanks?
Not from his mouth. Had it the billy of life to thank him. He never commanded for their deaths. You from the Polonius and you from England are here arrived, given orders that these bodies, high on a stately place, to the view. And let me tell the yet unknown world of how these things come about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, unnatural acts, accidental judgments, casual slaughters, deaths put on by a cunning and forced cause. And in the upshot, purpose mistook, fallen on the venters, reeds, all this can I truly deliver.
Let us haste to hear it, and call the noblest to the audience. For me, with sorrow, I embrace my fortune. Let 4 captains bear Hamlet, like a soldier to the stage, for he was likely to have proved most royally. And for his passage, the soldier's music and the rites of war speak loudly for him. Take up the bodies. Such a sight as this becomes the field, but here shows much amiss. Go, bid the soldiers shoot.